All right, swapping these wheels out. This wheel for a stock spoke cast wheel. Should be a little bit lighter than this thing. And pulling it apart, this bearing over here is loose in the wheel. So at some point this bearing is spun inside the rim there. Basically this rim is no good. Need to go ahead and pull that out of there so I can go get some bearings. And I need center space around here anyway because the other wheels got the 1-inch axle in there. This is a 3/4. So we'll swap those out. So we got our puller here for 3/4 inch. I'm just gonna put it in there, and then the center mandrel, which expands the puller. Go ahead and slide this knot on here before it drops back through. Yeah, I guess I could just look up the bearings and get a number off on it. That's fine if you can see, but I got cataracts pretty bad, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything right now. Won't remember much. Put a puller on here, which goes on that. And then I need to put a little dab of try to put the knot on there first, and then the nut for the expander. put a little dab of grease on here so we don't tear our puller up. Since this particular puller didn't come within the actual bearings, it's just got like a bronze surface on here. We don't want to tear it up or tear the threads up. Just a little bit of grease on there to protect it. Then we'll put our expander nut back on there, if I can get it. Now, the expander doesn't have to be extremely tight. It's just basically split the end of the collet out there inside. Okay, see how this bearing should come out pretty easy since it's already loose in there. I guess it wasn't that loose. that's it. And that's our bearing right there. And the center spacer. So we'll have to clean this spacer off pretty good. And we're going to replace both, we're going to put 2 new bearings in that other wheel that's over there, that 9-spoke to match the front. Of course, I painted that wheel. Somebody gave it to us, and it looked like it had been sitting out in the ocean, so I cleaned the scale off of it, cleaned it up real good, and just painted it satin black. And I'll do the same to the front on this thing. At least that's the idea anyway. Now, as far as these wheel bearings go, you should be checking them anytime you change the tires on it. In the past, I've been able to repair these wheels. I can tell this one's been spinning there pretty good. It's got a pretty good groove inside there where the bearing's been spinning in the wheel. But that was before I had access to a Bridgeport. I could chuck these things up in the table and go to my bearing book and basically match up a bearing and then go one size over or get something really close to it. So you're not boring a whole lot out of here. You know, this wheel probably wouldn't clean up. I mean, it's a good, judging by my fingernail, it's a good probably 15, 20 thousandths. So that one's pretty wobbly. But sometimes it's not as much as you think it is. I'm not really interested in it right now. You could throw an inside micrometer in there or a T gauge and measure it, see what kind of clearance you got, and then have it cored out and put a new bearing in it, fit a new bearing. You get it oversized just like you would if it was a Temkin bearing on the wheel. You can get an oversized Temkin. You just have to machine the rim for it. But this thing's a boat anchor and it's all chrome peeling off of it. I mean, I guess it could be painted and whatever, but to me it's just a boat anchor now. Big piece for the scrap pile. Anyway, that's it for the bearings. That's the other wheel over there. It's just to match the front that was on here. So we'll continue on with this bike. My son doesn't like that skull on there, so I have to get the heat gun out and get that off there for him. Or actually, he can do that. But that's it for today. Gotta go drop the truck off to get some tires and gotta go to the eye doctor tomorrow. Maybe he can schedule me to get these cataracts out of there. I've been Been waiting on them since December, really. And they did some kind of thing to my eyes back in December, and it's been messed up ever since then. I've been waiting on an appointment since pretty much right around Christmas time. I haven't been able to see, so I can see a little bit, but to do this stuff, but I can't read anything. So if you have any comments or questions or anything, my wife or my son will have to answer them at their leisure. So we'll get on with this thing and let's get going. Get ready to go drop the truck off.